Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse, the three Jokers, the Comedian Joker. I believe this is a shared exclusive between Walmart and GameStop. I had them pre-order at Walmart.com, but GameStop got theirs in stock first, so I canceled my Walmart order. Finally got this guy. I had two of them ordered, qualified for free shipping, but they made me wait a good 4 extra days just to ship mine out. Looking to be a really cool Joker based off the Killing Joke theme. So let's check out the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane toys, Batman, the three Jokers, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse, the Joker, the Comedian. Here he is in the package, trench coat, hat. He's got a camera, a crowbar, display stand, and a collector's card. One side of the package, the Joker, the Comedian from Batman, the three Jokers, the Joker, the Comedian. At the bottom, a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, in case that helps anybody. And at the back side, here's the Joker posed up, walking down the streets with his camera and crowbar. And here are a bunch of other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures you should check out. Now, I was a little surprised to get this guy before the other two Jokers. They should have arrived a few days ago, but Amazon delayed them. I'm sure I'll get them soon. Can't wait to put the gang together. So no further ado, let's open them up. And of course, I did get two of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete 6 and 7 inch unopened Batman-related action figure collection. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He does come with a crowbar, a camera, a display stand, and a collector's card. So this is the Comedian Joker from the three Joker storyline. He is one of 3 different Jokers operating in Gotham City. He is the most clever. He's sort of the brains behind the operation. He's hoping to become Batman's true nemesis, his true Joker. Now before we look at the accessories, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is the Comedian version of the Joker. There's also the criminal and the clown version, and I can't wait to have the entire gang together. Start with his head here. He's got this hat, looks great, made of a pretty soft material, easily bend and up and down. Now his face sculpt is just amazing, looks superb. Look at that smile, his teeth is even dirty. Get that ear-to-ear grin almost. Pull his hat up, you can see his face. Now one thing I don't really like, a lot darker near the top, so to sort of imitate the shading or shadow from his hat. I would have much preferred to have had the head all plain white. I can make my own shadow with lighting in the hat, but it's all good. It just looks so nice. If you're curious if there's anything above the hat, you can kind of pull it up. You can see there's more of his head there, but no hair. He'd be totally bald under there. He's in his trench coat, a little belt hanging down here, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, dress shoes, dress slacks. Can't really see what's going on under here, but he's got a black shirt, gray tie, purple gloves. Figure looks great. Got this gangster looking Joker, and I really want to put a Tommy gun in his hands. And here's a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Very pleased with what I'm seeing. Here's how it looks fully lit up. Personally, I'm just not feeling that darkness over his eyes. Would have preferred to be all white, but I still love this guy. Now let's take a look at his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand, typical McFarlane stand, black perfect circle, says DC at the bottom. It's got one peg for the peg hole in his feet, very thin, very basic. Here's his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of the Comedian Joker figure. He's got his camera, his crowbar, walking through the streets of Gotham. The Joker, the Comedian from Batman, the three Jokers. On the back side, there's a little description. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause now. Here's his crowbar, a signature weapon of the Joker's, ever since what he did to Jason Todd. This thing's a little bit oversized, a little too large. McFarlane has a habit of doing that with their accessories. It's got the little prong at the top. Sculpting is just fine. It's in that sort of gray metallic color. Here's his crowbar, next to the crowbar that came with the Rebirth Joker and the Unmasked Red Hood. I'm actually surprised they didn't simply re-release the same crowbar. And the previous crowbars are scaled a little better with the figures. Here are all the crowbars I have in my action figure collection. Joker's amassing quite an armory. Here's the Joker, holding his crowbar behind his head. And of course, he can also swing the crowbar at his enemies. Then we have his camera. Pretty nice detail. Silver camera. Got the black lens there. Got a strap here, made of a soft material, very bendy. Joker will use this camera to take pictures of either Barbara Gordon or possibly Jason Todd. Here's Joker with the camera on his neck. And if you want him actually using the camera, this is about the closest you're going to get. And I mentioned possibly giving this Joker a Tommy gun, giving that full gangster look. This is a Tommy gun from McFarlane's Fortnite line. It scales up great with the Joker, and it's actually from McFarlane Toys. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 7.3 inches tall, which can translate to about 18.5 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course, it can rotate from side to side. It can look up and down about that far. Can tilt his head from one side to the other, give him a good amount of personality. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes up about 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest area. Can't really see it with his trench coat there. Just increases the range of motion. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows. His wrist has a ball in it. Can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. Now his torso here, there is articulation under this soft goods trench coat. Kind of rotate around, go forward and back, go from side to side, but the truth is, none of it is useful at all. If you want to hold this guy, you can bend him forward, but he's not going to stick in any of those poses. It may as well be one solid piece here. Below that, his legs do the splits, not very far, about this much, hindered from his jacket. Not a ball joint, but a similar type concept. Rotation is pretty much non-existent. They go forward about that far, back, not too much. Double jointed knees below that. Then his ankle here goes forward and back, can rotate, can tilt, rock, and he's got toe articulation. Here's the Joker in his base or lair. And here he is, peeking around the corner with his camera. Then, spraying his Tommy gun like a gangster. And here's the comedian version of the Joker, doing his stand-up routine. And here's Joker, being admired by his Joker whores. Here's Joker, as he committed that horrible act, shooting Barbara Gordon in the spine, crippling her, and turning her into Oracle. Now let's check him out, next to some other action figures, starting off with some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here's where I would absolutely love to compare him with the rest of the Three Jokers wave, but I only have this comedian Joker and Batgirl. I don't have the other two Jokers, Batman or Red Hood. I cannot wait to get the six of them together, much less the three Jokers together. Then, next to the Mortal Kombat 11 Joker, here's the comedian Joker, next to the Rebirth Joker, and then, next to the Arkham Asylum Joker, and now, next to the White Knight Joker. Here are all the McFarlane Joker figures that I have so far, and I must say, this comedian Joker is very nice, but as a whole, I think the Mortal Kombat Joker is still my favorite. He's just a little more of an all-purpose Joker, a Joker for any occasion, whereas this comedian Joker is for some very specific scenes. And here, next to a few McFarlane Harley Quinn figures, here's the Joker, next to several different McFarlane Batman figures. Here's this Joker, next to a couple of McFarlane Batman, the Man Who Laughs figures. This is essentially a Batman-Joker hybrid. Now let's check him out. Next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to Blight, the Joker Batman robot, and Batwoman Beyond from the Batman Beyond Build-A-Figure wave. Then, next to some recently released individual McFarlane figures, we've got Hazmat Batman, Lobo, and Lex Luthor in his power suit. Here's the Joker, next to Superboy Prime and the Birds of Prey Harley Quinn. Here he is, next to the recently released Curse of the White Knight 2-pack, Batman vs. Azrael in his Batman armor. And then, next to the gold label variants of Superman in his Unchained armor, the Energized variant, and then Azrael in his Batman armor, the silver variant. And here, next to the most recent assortment of McFarlane figures. McFarlane doesn't drop stuff in traditional waves, but these 4 figures were found together on display at Target. Here's the Comedian Joker, next to a couple of other Trenchcoat Joker figures. On the left, we have a Mattel DC Universe Classics Joker, and on the right, a DC Collectibles DC Icons Joker. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane figure, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller, and I'm going to include as many Joker figures as I can during these comparisons. Here he is, with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of him were 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, next to some more McFarlane figures. These are from different various video game properties. And now, next to some Jakks Pacific wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some DST, or Diamond Select Toys. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here, next to some NECA figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, next to some Jazzwares AEW wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some Mezco 112 collective figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse Joker figures. And here, next to some Mafex Joker figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts Joker figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this is an absolutely fantastic Joker figure. He's in his iconic purple outfit. He's got his hat, his trench coat, that gangster looking Joker. His accessories are pretty good. The crowbar, the camera. His articulation's also pretty good. But it leaves a little bit to be desired. That whole torso area, all the articulation they have underneath is completely wasted and useless. His sculpt and paint job are fantastic. The only thing I don't like is that shadow on his eyes. Really wish he didn't have that. If I were to rate this Joker, I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. I'm surprised that I don't like him more than the Mortal Kombat Joker, but I really love them both. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.